Hello, this is Matthew Robert Payne, and this is question 12. Is it possible to see God's face and live? This is a question in a playlist called 50 Hot Potato Questions for Christians. So is it possible to see God's face and live? Scripture says that it isn't. Scripture makes a case that isn't possible to see God's face and live. On my first visit to heaven, I saw God on his throne as a ball of light. I remember working with a counselor, and I said, Jesus is a ball of light, and the counselor said, you should be able to see his face. And it's a religious spirit that's stopping you from seeing his face. And I took that on board, that it was some sort of spiritual entity that was stopping me seeing the Father. Soon enough, I could see his face. So I'm aware that there's scripture that says you can't see God's face and live, but the fact of my testimony is that I've been able to see God's face. I had a series called Conversations with God, and I had 4 books, and in the third book, Conversations with God, book 3, God was, as I was writing the conversations on my computer, God was visiting me from heaven into my house, and he would sit on the sofa and talk to me face to face. And a number of times he got emotional and cried. And I remember seeing God's face because I could see the tears running down his cheeks when he cried. So I'm a person who is either really deceived and totally deceived in my visions, or I'm a person who has seen God's face and lived to tell the story. I prefer to think I'm someone who saw God's face and lived to tell the story. I'm quite open to being deceived. I've been deceived many times in the past, and I still have a good, vibrant relationship with the Lord. I still have an intimate relationship with the Lord, no matter how many times I've come to understand that I was deceived about a certain thing. But in this instance, I don't believe that I was deceived. I sense that I was looking upon the face of God and seeing his tears for what they were. He said to me at one stage, he couldn't express the love that he had for me in English words. And so he was crying just to express his love for me. So I have experienced a vision of God where I saw his face, and so you also can experience God's face and experience God for yourself. And I encourage you to seek God in heaven, and seek God in your relationship, and don't be afraid to approach Him, and don't be afraid and held back by theology that says that you can't see Him. God bless.